Well, it finally happened. It seems like Ellen DeGeneres has been exposed. She had a happy-go-lucky image bolstered by her goofy talk show for a long time, but the cat is out of the bag. Several former employees and even other celebrities have begun telling of their experiences working and interacting with Ellen, and it sounds like a nightmare. So, let's see 10 reasons why Ellen is impossible to work with. Number 10. It's Ellen's way or get out. Staffers describe being afraid of ever disagreeing with her. Instead of wanting the input of the people hired to work on her show, Ellen would rather dictate to them exactly how this ship is going to run. It's her way or the highway. And what's worse, she often doesn't tell them exactly what the way is, so the staff is left without a concrete vision of work toward and fear of missing the undefined goal. Number 9. Her ego is huge. Ellen routinely rips her writers if a joke flops on air, but doesn't bother to consider editing beforehand. But when the jokes land, she takes 100% of the credit for her comedy. For instance, when Ellen hosted the Emmys, her writers bent over backwards, completing 3 different versions of her act. When it was a success, she took all the credit and didn't even bother to thank them for the jokes. Number 8. She plays favorites. Ellen constantly creates tension and conflict amongst her staff by favoring some over others. For her 60th birthday, she threw a party with a laundry list of celebrities and friends, including only some of her staffers. The others were left wondering why they didn't make the cut, and the ones at the party had a newly found sense of superiority to take to work next week. Number 7. Do as I say, not as I do. Leaders should lead at least in part by example. That seems self-evident enough. Don't expect someone under you to do things you aren't willing to do yourself. But Ellen expects her staff to put in long hours and be available around the clock, while her personal work schedule is come and go as she pleases. Number 6. She ignores you. Veteran Ellen staffers try to warn the newbies not to try to talk to Ellen. Some don't believe that the Ellen that they know from TV isn't real. So when they pass her in the hallway, they say hello. Big mistake. On a good day, they'll get the cold shoulder and a silent icy glare. Bad day, they'll get ripped up and down by the happy, goofy TV star they dreamed of working for. Number 5. She's moody. Many people around Ellen have described her wife Portia as a very nice and pleasant person, who they think even soften Ellen's vicious demeanor. I guess you'd have to have a high level of patience to live with the villain we've come to know Ellen is. But staffers say when Ellen and Portia have a disagreement, you better watch out because Ellen is going to take it all out on you. Number 4. She's rude. Many stories have surfaced about Ellen sending workers home to shower and change because they didn't like the way they smell. Legend also has it there is a bowl of gum outside her office that co-workers must chew before entering so that she is not offended by the smell of their breath. My goodness, is that rude. Number 3. She doesn't communicate. Most of her staff complains of being left in the dark regarding the state and direction of the show, so they're left guessing at what exactly she wants them to produce. But Lord help you if you guess wrong. Several crew members were also upset at the lack of information given to them during the COVID shutdown. They all say that if you try to engage Ellen for information, she will jump down your throat. Number 2. She's unpredictable. Ellen's staff describes her as Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. They say she can seem perfectly calm one second and fly off the handle the next. There's no way you know which version of DeGeneres you're going to get from day to day, or even moment to moment, leaving everyone around her walking on eggshells all the time. Number 1. She's mean. The number 1 reason why it's impossible to work with Ellen DeGeneres is that she's just downright mean. By now we all know that Ellen has 2 very distinct faces. One for on air and one for backstage. But her meanness even shows through in her TV persona from time to time, just a little. Take for example the pranks she pulls. She routinely scares the living crap out of Selena Gomez, making me wonder why Gomez continues to appear on the show. Or causing people to panic with her hidden camera pranks. They always laugh it off and act like it's funny, but you can't help but think they sense a bit of Ellen's venom even when what comes across as harmless. Kevin T. Porter knows exactly how mean Ellen is, and in an effort to expose her, offered to donate $2 to a local food bank for every comment on his tweet telling the story of DeGeneres being the meanest person alive. While these stories are hard to authenticate, there are a ton of responses. One commenter named Danielle provided photos proving her story. When she was a 15-year-old Ellen fan, the show ran a contest asking fans to make a bust of Ellen and send it to the studio. She worked her tail off to make a bust of, at the time, one of her role models, even writing DeGeneres a heartfelt letter. A few weeks later, Danielle was crushed when the heartless Ellen gave it away as a prize on the show with 5 $100 bills taped to the bottom. Well, as you can see, Ellen is a horror show of a boss. You have to imagine that for each of these disgruntled former employees that were bothered enough by her behavior to go public with it, there are probably several more who chose to keep it to themselves either out of courtesy or fear of losing their job. Maybe now that this has come to the attention of the public, DeGeneres will learn her lesson, treat people with more respect and dignity. But I doubt it. It's far more likely that she will double down on her terrible behavior and self-destruct. But at least now, if you choose to work for the Ellen DeGeneres Show, you know exactly the snake pit you're walking into. Alright, behind the screen fans, that's it for the video. Remember to hit the like and subscribe for more TV and movie content coming at you soon. And leave your best Ellen stories in the comments. While you're at it, let us know what video you want to see from us next. This is Behind the Screen signing off. Good night and good luck.